I'm Francisco Lozano. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I'm currently employed by Miami-Dade College, North Campus. I'm the Assistant Chief of Public Safety there. And I'm also a full-time student. Right now, I am in the academic track of criminal justice, working towards my bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
So we knew a lot of the folks coming back were going into criminal justice, were going into the medical field, or at least had experience in either or. And so we could use that and get those credits and then sort of like stimulate their desire to stay here when they saw that they were being awarded credits for their military education.
Some of them are trying to change careers. Some of them haven't really been out there in the workforce other than some of the armed forces. So I take it upon myself to really try my best to give them any type of help necessary to help them achieve their goals, whatever that may be.
When I retired, I wanted to find a job in my field. However, not very many companies were hiring for a person that had experience in anti-piracy operations in the Indian Ocean, or chasing down bad guys in the ocean, open ocean, or taking apart a Tomahawk missile system.
Well, the Maps to Credential program almost had two parallel tracks. One, improving services to the military and veteran students, as well as enhancing the institution's approach towards prior learning assessment.
When we talked about the maps, I was like, I want in, because of the fact that I'm a reservist. And I was feeling the pain for my fellow reservists and other service members that would come and knew that I was in the military, and I knew that we needed help somehow.
We brought one or two of those to be part of our work group, and they provided two things. One, technical knowledge. They knew stuff that we didn't know. And secondly, an enthusiasm that became contagious and convinced us that this was the right thing to do and that we needed to do it now.
In my age, I kind of felt uncomfortable going, okay, I'm going to go back to college. Do I have anything? What can I do? Went to Miami-Dade College. The advisor sat down and said, okay, you have a lot of experience. We can sit down and do something here and help you get a degree.
I come from a long lineage. My husband's a retired colonel. I come from a long line of military men. My grandfather, my uncles, so I understand the challenges of education in general. These are people who get education in many ways, formats, and places. Online, in person, overseas, virtually. I mean, if there's a way that a military personnel can get an education, it's about piecemealing it together and then having someone understand what that means when they present to them all of their life experience and all of these transcripts and all of the complications from taking classes from many different places.
So when I got called in, because of my advisement background, I was tasked to help develop the actual maps.
When they bring in their transcripts, we have to do an evaluation of the transcript course by course. What it is, we try to gather from them the content of the material that was covered in whatever classes or courses or training they may have taken, and see if it matches with any of our content material. If it's a direct match, we do give them the credit for it. If we do not find an exact match, we do give them still an alternative, which is something called a credit by exam, whereby they take a comprehensive test for all the material that they have covered. If they are successful in it, we do give them the credit for their relevant training or classes that they may have taken while in the armed forces.
We're going to set it up where you're not going to be in class for 5 years. You're going to be able to get your degree and get your academic all straightened out and get you marketable with what you have, plus what you're going to take here, and you're going to be a very good complete package. And I had a big folder full of classes and certificates and places and certification that I had earned in the military that she said, oh yeah, we can use that.
A lot of conversation and what do you want to do? What do you want to be? Let's see everything you have. Let me look at all of your paperwork.
There are some departments that either by statute or their own volition were already involved in prior learning assessment. And we simply leveraged them to say, see, they're doing it and it was not the end of the world, was it? And not only that, what was found is that those students who did receive some kind of alternate credit, whether by CLEP or prior learning assessment, hung around a lot more, took more classes, did better academically, and actually earned a credential. So it was, even though it sounds like a cliche, win-win all around.
And it started to spread to other, like their friends. They didn't know they could get college credit. If they're reservists, they would go back to their units and say, hey, guess what? Miami-Dade just gave me 12 credits just by this that I'm doing. And then they would bring in their friends.
Not only now, you're a double threat in the market today. You have experience and you got an education.